Somebody had to pull it all together. We had some great people who'd made enormous progress in getting commitments for $150 million, and a lot of work had been done with the Port Authority and the states of New York, New Jersey, city, federal governments. But the controversy had sort of taken over and became the story itself rather than what we were going to build and why we wanted to build it. You need somebody to say, look, guys, we can't all do everything. We can't include every idea. We can't, in fact, come up with a plan that's going to please everybody. That's just not the real world. We have a democracy. We want to listen to everybody, but then somebody's got to make a decision, and decisions are made by executives.
How'd you cut the costs and get everyone on the same page?
You don't start out by saying you have an unlimited budget, use it, and then we'll see what it costs. You just can't do that in the real world. We knew we'd have to raise an enormous amount of money privately, and private donors wanted to know that their money was going to be well spent, and they wanted to know that it was going to get done.
How did you get David Koch and Jon Stewart on the same page when it comes to this memorial project? I don't think they live on the same planet.
Well, that's not true. Both express their views. David Koch, George Soros, Jon Stewart, Michael Bloomberg. These are people who stand up and say what they believe. If you go and take a look who gave the money for the 9/11 Memorial and Museum, there's 700,000-800,000 different people. Most of them do not have the visibility or the net worth of these, but they are just as generous in their own ways. They all wanted to be part of this. They wanted to be able to, down the road, say, you know, I helped make that possible, and they did.
How has your relationship with the families been in the last several years? Have you gotten a tremendous amount of pushback? And today, what feedback are you getting?
Not all of them were on board when we made the decisions, but I think after the memorial was delivered, after they saw it, after they recognized the power in the names, they all became converts. And when you have a success, it's easy to do the next one because you have credibility.
What is the most important part of the memorial that you want exhibited? What story do you think should be told? What's the right history?
Story that there were a very small handful of people who tried to take away your children's right to say what they want to say, to believe in what they want to believe, to associate whomever they want to associate with, to be in charge of their own destiny. And that the world came to our aid when this cowardly act took place. And in fact, democracy has come out stronger because of this than it was going into it.
What is the most special element of the museum? What took your breath away?
To me, when I saw one of the fire engines, and I wondered what happened to the guys on that fire engine. Because it just brings it back to human beings. I didn't know very many people who died. Christopher, his husband, was running the Port Authority, the site at the time, the World Trade Center site. One of my employees, three of my employees who I didn't really know, young people, died. The son of a guy I worked with died. You know, there's a handful of others, but that's what brings it to. This is all about people and ideas and freedoms, and it's the freedoms for those who are left behind.